Today, I'll be attempting a Class 3 railroad for the very first time. I was fortunate enough in this video, thanks to fellow rail fan and YouTuber SD45s to be informed that my local short line, the St. Croix Valley, would be making a small move from Hinckley to Rush City. Eager to finally try something new since I really don't do that all that often, I grabbed my gear and set off for the town of Hinckley. The St. Croix Valley is a unique little railroad in more ways than one. They operate 36 miles of track between Hinckley and North Branch, Minnesota, formerly known as the SCXY line, which was Northern Pacific's route from the Twin Cities to the Duluth Superior region. In an alternate universe, this would be today's Hinckley sub. However, most of the once great SCXY line has been converted to bike trails, and just this small portion, along with a few miles owned by the Minnesota Commercial closer to the Twin Cities region, remain. Their locomotives are very nicely painted to resemble a Northern Pacific locomotive, which you would have found on these tracks prior to the 1970s. 2 times a week, BNSF hands off cars to the St. Croix Valley via their Hinckley local, and the Croix ventures north to collect these cars and deliver to their whopping one customer, Zinpro Corporation, in between North Branch and Harris. I arrived just outside of Hinckley right in time as SCXY SD40M-2 number 1326 grabs its cut of 7 tank cars and prepares to head south. Despite the lack of activity, in most cases anyway, I would argue that these usually very small and widely unknown Class 3s can definitely, under the right circumstances, be cooler to see than any of the average Class 1 road trains today. Okay, depends who you ask, but they always seem to have something unique that you typically won't see out on the main. We see the short train snake around the tight S-curve and receive a friendly salute, hearing its legendary RS5T for the first time. Before they finished their brief work here in town, I quickly made my way south to the most peaceful location of the chase, where the St. Croix trackage ducks underneath Highway 61 and Interstate 35. I've never had a quieter wait in my entire life. There's something about watching a train traverse rough track that has always been fascinating to me, and we're doing just that as they slowly make their way underneath us at 10 miles an hour due to the conditions. I pull off 61 about a mile later to get a brief drone pace as they make their way through the unincorporated community of Mission Creek. We'll get our first full RS5T sequence just outside of Barroon and listen to the wonderful sound of a train going over jointed rail. I got around 2.5 miles ahead of the train and waited here in Barroon for an entire 15 minutes. Talk about a slow-paced chase. 3 miles and 20 minutes later, I finally hear that wonderful RS5T one last time as the train prepares to cross the frozen Snake River in Pine City. Overall, chasing a Class 3 was a much different experience than what would be found on a Class 1, as a lot of you probably know. But seeing small railroads like this is pretty neat, and I think it's good to take every opportunity you can to see them because you just never know how much longer they'll really be in operation for.